All right, so let's look at the morning trades on this Thursday, August 17, 2023. All right, it's going to be trades we made this morning as well as in our live Discord channel. Starting off with gold, not a great trade on gold. So I came in long on the gold. I bought in before the 9:30 opening bell on the Dow. Was looking for a target, got real close to target. Really thought I had this one in the bag, but unfortunately it did fail on me and it collapsed. I went ahead and I got out, and I also reversed. And I'm actually carrying this short now into Friday. So looking at the action earlier, looks like that was probably going against me as well. So just not a very good trade on gold. Gold's kind of getting into that really that choppy zone right now. So I don't know. I'll just have to see what the action looks like tomorrow, whether I'm going to trade gold. I may take it off the radar here again, which I did a week or so back. I stopped trading it, jumped back in, looked like it was heating up. It may be cooling off, so I may just stand aside on gold. Same thing with, what else did we do? We did some natural gas today. We'll show you that. Let's take a look. Indices. We did have a nice trade on the indices. Let's look at our indice trade. All right, so here is this is the mini Nasdaq. As you know, I love trading the indices. Mini Nasdaq being one of my favorites. And it was just textbook sell, HF1 short coming in on the mini Nasdaq. This triggered around 9:52 Eastern time. Didn't take long, 10 minutes or so. Hit my lower target. I went ahead and got out. Made a nice little profit on the mini Nasdaq. We'll show you the results here in just a minute. Once again, I'm carrying gold over, and I'm also long on the natural gas. I'm carrying natural gas over. So I did put on a couple more trades I'm carrying over to tomorrow, simply because they're very, very slow. And I don't like that. I'd prefer to see a lot more action during the day. So that's probably why I'll just take it off my radar here until things start heating up for the natural gas, crude oil, and gold and silver. All right, so we'll just see how we come out of it tomorrow. Had a better day in stocks. Let's take a look at our stocks. All right, let me show you this. This was my one big losing trade. AHI could have been better, but unfortunately, I wasn't going to hold it too long because it bounced up. I did hit target number one. I really thought I had it here, that it was going to go much higher, but as you can see, it did collapse. Probably held on to it a little bit too long. Went ahead and got out here. So I started off with a loss. So I did get back in up here around 525. So once it came back up and it went through these three targets, it hit it pretty quick, and it started pulling back right in here. That's when I went ahead and got out. So the net of it is I still lost on AHI, but I was able to pull out an extra 200 or so off of this loss that I had on my initial position. So anyway, could have been worse, but I was able to recapture some of it, but nonetheless still had a loss on AHI. Now the big one was YANG. Now you've seen me trade YANG here for the last couple weeks, and I didn't do anything on JDST. JDST was just taking off just like YANG. But YANG was just like super strong, had a really nice setup, and let's take a look at the YANG, and then we'll look at the overall results for the day. Okay, here's YANG. YANG, I really like YANG, and the reason I like it is just like a lot. I like JDSTs because they're just slow grinders. They just slowly move, usually in one direction, and very seldom you have those washes, those big washouts. And so I'm pretty comfortable with YANG. I'm also pretty comfortable with JDST. So I had a nice little entry here. This came in around 5 minutes after the opening. I did enter right around here. Can't remember what pattern was, but I had three levels sitting up here. At after it went through level number 1, I went ahead and added one more time. Went through level number 2, waiting for level number 3. It did not hit level number 3. I really didn't want to give up my profit, so I went ahead and I got out. I would not have wanted to hold it through all of this, but if you, let's take it out a little bit further here, you can see that it finally did come up and hit that upper target on YANG. So, but I went ahead and still made a really nice profit. And the reason is because I went ahead and I added right here. Now, so, one of the things that, now sometimes I will add on a pullback only because if my pattern is still in a buy mode, I will add. It's not the best strategy of adding to a position. Really, you're better off adding to a winning position than a losing position, okay? So I want to say that again. Typically, when the market is moving in your favor, that's when you want to add to your winners. You don't want to add on a pullback, all right? But the only time I'll add on a pullback is if I'm still have a buy pattern set up, even though it's going against me, that buy pattern is still in place, and it's getting close to my stop or reversal. A lot of times I'll add more because I know I'm so close to my stop that adding, I'm not going to take much risk on that those additional contracts. And a lot of times it will finally turn around and go up, and I make even more on that add-on, all right? So, but in most cases, rule of thumb is you're going to add as the market is moving in your favor, okay? So just a beautiful move on YANG. So let's look at the overall results. All right, so you can see not good on gold. I have a feeling this trade is not going to be good coming into gold tomorrow. On the short side, we'll just have to wait to see. So I do have, this is close positions today, but I am coming in on gold. I'm also coming in long on I'm coming in short on the gold. I'm coming in long on the natural gas, and I will get out of those tomorrow. Not going to carry that through the weekend. And then, of course, did well on the mini NASDAQ, and of course, the mini Russell, similar to the mini NASDAQ. Just a nice little trade. I mean, if I had my choice, probably to only trade the indices, because I love the indices. I tend to do better on the indices. But you know what? Anything can be traded, if it's moving. Right now, unfortunately, gold seems to be slowing down again. So I probably won't do any gold, won't do any silver, probably won't do any natural gas or crude next week unless something major happens. But, pretty slow time of the year anyway for that. Typically, those the energies are going to heat up right as we move more into the fall season. So we may have to just stay out of that for a while until things really start heating up. So, and then let's see what else here. ADI, of course, that was my big loser on ADI. First trade I put on was, AHI was ADAI. ADAI. I put that on early. I put that on about 20 minutes. No, I put that on about 50 minutes before the opening bell. And was able to make a little bit on ADAI. Didn't really take off. I'm still in NU. Now, NU was a carryover going into today. I'm going to continue to hold on to NU. So that's one I am in. I'm not in Yang, not in GDST overnight. Just NU. And what else? Did the AHI, and then, of course, the nice little trade here on YANG. WW was an afternoon trade. That was on our afternoon watch list. And once I got in, I just went for first target. So I limited out on that. Also limited out on GAMB. That was a limit out on GAMB. And there was one more. Yeah, BGLC was also afternoon trade. And I limited out of that as well. Limited out means that once I get a buy pattern setting up, I just go for that first target. Or just set a limit up there, just automatically just get me out. Okay, instead of trying to get more than that first target. The idea is just try to nibble out a little bit in the afternoon when it's kind of slow. Get it out of that first target, because a lot of times I may not have enough time to play it to go for target number 2, target number 3, target number 4. Unlike in the morning when you can hit several targets, okay, fairly quickly in the morning. In the afternoon, you can hit these targets, but it may not happen for a long time. It may take an hour. It could take longer because the markets tend to slow down, right? And then at the end of the day, you get that little burst there. It's power hour, and a lot of times you'll see those little bursts, but nothing like you see in the morning. So the idea is that if you want to become a full-time trader, I would highly suggest sticking to the morning action. I'd say the first 3 hours of the day, like an hour before the opening bell, pre-market. A lot of times you have some really nice setups, and then maybe trade for maybe an hour, hour and a half, up to 2 hours after the opening bell. And that's pretty much your ideal time for everything. Whether you're trading indices, trading stocks, it's just everybody's jumping in at that time. That's when you have that nice volatility. And we have we see that volume there, right? So we want to take advantage of those nice little setups that we have. So that's really the best time to trade any of this stuff. But anyway, all right, so tomorrow, Friday, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? We'll just have to wait and see. I don't have a real good feel for it. I don't know, part of me is thinking it's probably going to be slow tomorrow. But then again, I could be absolutely wrong. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll see what the action looks like in the morning. And if it looks like it's just going to die off, then I'll probably just keep my trading just to the first few hours of the day and just take the rest of the day off. So we'll just have to play it by ear. But anyway, if you'd like to learn more, you can always go to my YouTube channel, Innovative Trading Strategies, or my website, innovativetradingstrategies.com. Don't forget, we do have an opportunity for you to try. You don't have to buy any of my packages, but if you'd like to at least have a good feel of my style of trading, you can certainly join me in my live Discord channel where I share my charts and I share all these trades, where I'm getting in, where I'm getting out. We don't disclose the patterns. That's something we do in the packages, but you can certainly follow along with us. And also I have access to some other resources and also work with other very successful traders in our trading room. And it's only $50 a month, no obligation to stay, so it's worth, I think, your time. I think the style is going to be different than what you're used to. Something I've been using for the last 35 years, well, 36 years, I keep saying 35, now it's 36 years of my 41-year career. And I've stuck to it, and it's just a beautiful approach to trading. It's not real complicated, all pattern-based, and Einstein is based on some pretty strong, I don't know if you want to call them fundamentals, but there's definitely a mathematical reason why Einstein works. So we like Einstein. And yeah, so check it out and try a month out, see if you like it. And if it's something you think that you want to continue on, highly suggest you learn how to do it yourself. I do not suggest you blindly follow me or anybody else. Because once again, if for some reason I decide to stop trading next week, or I decide I'm just going to retire and just not teach anymore, not do any more trading or whatever, then you're kind of stuck. So it's always best find a method that you can see works. All right, and that's the purpose of the $50 offer. And if you like what you see, then learn the method so you learn how to do this yourself. And once you have it for life. All right, so anyhow, that's it. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Thanks again for joining us. And hopefully we'll see a lot of you first thing tomorrow morning. Remember, we start off about 30 minutes or so before the opening bell. And then at the opening bell, I do move over to our Discord channel where I work with my subscribers. All right. Y'all have a good night. See you tomorrow.